Hello everyone, Jabber here. Welcome to episode 6 of the ETS2 Longplay. We have this job heading to Geneva. We have not been to Switzerland. It pays over 16,000 euros. And we're going to take that job now because we're going to try to get this is the actual truck model that I will be purchasing. It's this specific DAF, so this one's not mine yet. But this is what it's going to look like. And we're heading over to Geneva, so we're going to head into Switzerland. So it's kind of a preview of what our DAF is going to be. So this one's got a lot of power. Our first one is not going to have this level of zip, I assure you. I hope everyone is well. And by the time you see this, I may be on vacation. By the time you see this. Depends on how the schedule is. So, I will be vacationing out of state. And I definitely am overdue for some R&R. I am feeling very overworked. I have been for about a year. So I am really looking forward to a few days of just zoning out from the world and recovering. I admit I am excited that I'm going to be owning one of these trucks, hopefully by the end of the episode. So, this definitely's got some power. Now you can feel the weight. Try to torque. Like I can feel the simulation of the load moving. So over 700 kilometers, so we will have likely a rest period. And yep, we are definitely going to have a rest period. But this truck has a lot of fuel in it. So this is one that has the, I want to say this has the double fuel tank. Because I'm seeing a capacity of near 1,500 liters. So, yeah, let me through. Thank you. Heading out of Italy, heading to Switzerland. So we are getting some countries tagged. Okay, and this job pays almost 17,000 euros, so that is going to be important. is another 17,000 euros, and we're right there. Right there. One of the things about Longplay is I want a variety of routes, because we are headquartered in Italy. So you're going to see certain things with some repetition because we're at the start of the game. But then, as we evolve, we have longer drives, varied terrain, and challenges and things are up. I hope everyone is doing great. It is full-blown spring now, and it's fantastic. I love this time of year. Weather's decent. Not too hot, not too cold. And we had kind of a short winter, but it was also a violent winter. Like the winter we did have, it was very challenging, but it wasn't dragged out per se. So that might be because of how El Nino interacts here in Middle Tennessee. So. But it looks like here in the United States it is going to be Mr. Trump versus Mr. Biden for the candidates as of the time of this recording. Who knows if that will be the actual two candidates pushed forward by the political parties for president. I take a pretty neutral view when it comes to politics. It's one of those subjects that has torn up families and friendships and things thereof, and I'm just one of those where I just tend not to bring it up. I tend to leave it alone and just be happy. But corruption is definitely a big problem in the Western world. And I would say just the world in general. It's just one of the many signs that we as a species have a very long way to go. And my viewpoint of trying to do it in our own strength has never worked and will never work. We have to have help. We have to have help. And that is why religion is so important to humanity in general. Because I think, in many ways, people have figured out we cannot do it by ourselves. We have to solve things in community. We have to do so with a certain set of ethics and ethos. Alright, that car ahead of me is going to get a little slow. So we are basically heading westward, and it looks like on the route we were going to do a little section in France, maybe the actual Outer Route 40, which I have driven in real life in 2016. I had to get from Marseille to Geneva. We weren't sure whether the trains were going to run due to the labor issues. we drove. It was a very lovely day. We went through lavender fields, the Alps, the Route Napoleon, and then out of Route 40, parked Geneva Airport, and basically walked through the airport to enter, oh, hello, to enter Switzerland. Got to the train station, took the train into downtown Geneva. It had been the second time I was in Geneva. Love Geneva. Love Geneva. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. Very expensive though. But Switzerland is very expensive. And the thing about Geneva is nice is if you speak English, you're going to be okay. It is almost the 5th official language in Geneva. So for those unaware, Switzerland has 4 official languages: French, German, Italian, and then Romansh, which is basically Latin. Depending on which region, you'll hear that specific language spoken. Let's see, looks like we're going to continue north. One of the things I'm going to do is once I get my truck, we're going to adjust mirrors and seating position and all that. Like, this feels slightly just a little high. But I may be wrong. So we will be experimenting with that. So, vacations. What is your favorite vacation? Where's your favorite places to go? And what memories do you have? That'll be the topic of this particular video. I do enjoy a good vacation. I haven't had a lot of them lately. There's a car coming right in my blind spot. Drive with prudence, I think is what that says in Italian. Just waiting to see when I can get over. May not be able to easily. And I believe we are going to Turin as we exit back out of Italy. I love vacations. They're, I think, a very necessary part of Western life because for most of us, we work really hard. We can get back over after her cheer. Look at that big bridge. And we're heading to there it is. So now we're going to take little bit of a 2-lane road here as we cut straight over to Turin. Alright. Now we got this big climb, so I know there's 12 gears in this, I just don't know what engine is in this. I can look at the logs afterwards and find out. Alright, got a roundabout. Okay, clear left. I think Berna is Bern, Switzerland. There's Turin popping in the lower right. So, I think I'm trying to figure out what would be my favorite vacation. Kind of hard because I've been very blessed to have had many good vacations. I think that's a good thing. I think it's important that you first have time off. Secondly, you have it at just the right amount of rate to where your productivity is maintained. That way you avoid burnout and resentment. But I also think there's such a thing as too much vacation. Got a junction coming up in the future. But I definitely think you gotta have time to kind of reset. And I do think being a workaholic is not fun. I used to be one. Darn near killed me. The stress I was under caused my blood pressure medication to stop working. And I almost had a stroke. I had all the signs of one. And if I wasn't smart enough to put myself in the hospital at the time, I remember just driving, matter-of-factly saying, I think I'm about to have a stroke. My blood pressure is very, very high. And took a couple days. I figured out what happened. So very thankful. Okay, clear over there. Let's see how we are. Nope, nope. Negatory Ghost Rider, the pattern is full. Now they may let me go here. Okay, I can't see the side. Oh my god. That was scary. That was a yikes moment and then some. Well, we got through that. So I got to start thinking about when I want to rest. I got 5 hours of drive time left. Let's slow down here. Going like Speedy Gonzales. Yeah, rest, very, very important. I like to catch up on my reading. That's a big thing when I'm on vacation. Break out Kindle, load it up with a bunch of books. Call it good. That relaxes me. All right, let's speed up. Heading to Lyon, that is France, that general direction, before we tack up. So if you see on the left, you see a little red rectangle. That is Autoroute 43. That is part of the Autoroute 40 structure I alluded to earlier. That is the prompt that we're heading to Switzerland via France. Which means the speed limit will go up for trucks a little bit, so yay to that. We're heading to France. So yeah, I've been researching all the various types of cargoes we can haul, and definitely looking forward. I don't remember if this has a tunnel or not to simulate Mont Blanc. I do think we're probably 4 hours to go. In theory, we could gun and run this. Let's see what we have. So we can take a breather, and we should. Let's see, 60. Yep, we are doing the speed limit. So if that little gas station down there has a place, we'll go ahead and rest. Take our 10-hour break, and then carry on. Now we can speed up. And whatever motor is in this, it's a pretty strong motor. Definitely got some torque to it. Meanwhile, big accident on the other side. That is a no bueno. Okay, so we got some fuel. Let's see, how's our fuel? Yep, fuel is good. We got over 950 kilometers of fuel endurance left. We're going to go ahead and take our 10-hour break. All right. Our lights on now. No, nobody's coming. And let's boogie. If you look, we now have 9 hours to get the job done. We only have 3 hours to drive, so we're going to be there in plenty of time. We have a rested driver. We're going to get there about 4 a.m. in the morning. So lots of trucks. There we go. Everybody's in line. Now, looking at the map, I think there's a 1-lane tunnel here, but I'm not sure. There's still a couple of 1-lane tunnels in this game. Still 80K. Yep. Now, what's the speed? Probably 7. Let's go ahead and slow down. There we go. Now we're in France. So, this little section before we get to Geneva. Be able to get through it relatively quickly. Go through the péage system here. And we'll take the left one. No one coming over from that side. So 80 kilometers per hour is our limit. Now it's 90. So I'm very happy about it. Well, that lasted a whole lot. But now, more 70K running. So this looks like we can go through this a little quicker. This truck can only do 80. get on with it here. Do 90. Get back over. Merge. Carry on with life. There we go. Now when you are heavy and all that, you'll be likely to get to 80. Just because of sheer mass. So key thing is keeping up momentum, especially on these upgrades. You're going up the gradient. Not easy. So that's 12th gear right there. And that's pulling just over 1120 RPM. It's not pulling a lot of RPM. So we definitely need to consider start putting some values into eco driving, because we're going to be paying for fuel eventually. So, yeah, that was a little closer than I was. There we go. We're into Genève. So, autoroute. I believe it's 41, if I remember my French correctly. There's the Gondomar. There's the radar control pylon that we just drove under. This truck only has 143,000 kilometers on the clock, so it's still pretty new. Still pretty new. Now the interesting thing about this model is it gives the fuel as a percentage. You have 27% fuel remaining. I find that very interesting. That they do it that way. Now that truck on the merge is going to be a potential problem. I'm going to go ahead and get over and not take the chance. There's Geneva right there. So I remember driving to Geneva, there's kind of a back doorway to where you don't have to deal with Switzerland and their autobahns, because I think you needed like a vignette. If you get pulled over without one, the fine is stiff. Alright, we are in Switzerland, so now the speed limit is down for us truckers to 80. So, very happy to get this. And then we're going to look at one more and then see if we can somehow squeak DAF. I think it's between 112 and 116,000 euros from last I looked. So, we might get a jet black one just so that we can change the color after the fact. So, but that requires and these ramps are so narrow. Scandinavia is the same way, the way that they're modeled. Yeah, there's a non-tollway you have to get off. You drive through these hills, and then you make this innocent little right turn, and you're at customs. And then once you get customs, once you go through, you're at the airport. You just park your car in a rental car return, and then you start walking through the airport. And that's how you get into Switzerland. Same thing in Basel. Basel, you go in and out of France there, so. So, very interesting. There's a Mercedes dealership. I think I'm going to get credit because you got to go buy it. And there's wikis and stuff like that where everything is well documented in terms of where, you know, which cities has, you know, what companies and truck dealers and all that. So turn that off. And we're here. All right. Yay, progress. Let's see how many. Okay, not bad in the XP department. So if you look, we're at 97.4. Now let's have a look. And what we want is this one. We want the XF. It's 114.8 for black. So 114.8 for black. So yeah, keep that in mind. So 114.8. So we need a 17.4 or larger job. So that one's a big one. That one's a big one. I think we're going to do that one. I like that one. 18.7, so on target. And then we're going to purchase our DAF, if possible. And we're definitely going to be sleeping. Let's see, how do I get out of here? I bet you that right there. And then we kind of really start things in earnest. Okay, let's go ahead and get, these are cars. So they're a little bit fragile. Don't do anything too silly with it. That is a very banked corner. So we're going to head back into Slovenia. I think this is going to go through Trieste. So we're going to be opening some new road, and we'll have a check to see where we're at in terms of percentage discovered as well. So yeah, that looks good. So fully rested though. We only have 740k of fuel, so there is going to be mandatory stop. And we have discovered a recruitment agency. That will be important as we start building out the company. And this is definitely light. Definitely light. It's also Scania, so I wouldn't be surprised if this thing's got some pop to it. Alright, into the roundabout. So, in this episode, with our base level DAF, I think what we're going to do is start getting the rest of Italy solved. So there's still some achievements and stuff to do for Italy. One of them is incredibly hard, and that is you have to buy 3 garages, I think, in Sicily, which that is a lot of coin. That's over €500,000 to satisfy that. So that's going to take a little while. There's some other things that we can do. Now this time, one to the left. So we've basically looped on ourselves every which way but sundown to end up right here. Get to where we really want to go. So, looks like we're going to get our DAF if we can get this successfully delivered. Then the real fun begins. Alright, here we go. So we're going to head north again, and then we're going to vector out to the east. Kind of curl ourselves around. Now, according to my Trekkie, in real time, this should take 36 minutes. That's what it's claiming. So, then again, I got 3 units of distance, and there's no ferry that we're basically going to cut across. We're going to drive this. So I can see how that would take a little bit of time. So Trekkie, wonderful free app. They also have a premium version, but it tells me so much information. And I personally think if you are trying to do a long play of ETS, it's a must-have. It gives you a lot of pertinent information, and I strongly recommend it. And that is not a paid opinion either. I have not been asked to say that. That is 100% from my dome. Okay, so we're going to head up through, I believe, Ancona here. And right now I have 663 kilometers of fuel endurance. And I know I got to stop somewhere. So, I'm very excited to be getting our own truck and kind of completing stage 1 of the long play, and it's getting your own vehicle. Stage 2 is now going to be, we own our truck, we have a 3-person garage that we get upgraded to. Now it's about building the company. Got to build a company, because that's how you cash flow this. That's how you can buy the things you need to buy, and so forth. So that is going to be the next big challenge. And so we're going to be using our skill points, and we're probably going to just get all the ADR knocked out. We need to get all the eco driving, because we need to save money on fuel. That's important. So we'll probably get the eco driving, where we're saving a ton on fuel economy. Start transitioning as we start looking to finish Italy, and then figure out what next. It's all part of the master plan. This in real life, if you look, I think that's the Adriatic. That's got to be beautiful. That has to be beautiful. So, everyone talks about Scania. Well, this model doesn't have a built-in sat-nav. So, you have that big blank space over there by the parking brake. Where's the sat-nav in this model? About this is this going to be some solid XP. So 18.7K on the Euro. That's definitely going to help the XP. I think this is new road here for us. So we're pushing that percentage just a little bit. So, what do I think so far? Well, so far, I mean, we've already driven probably over 5,000K by the time we get this delivery done. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. That's really the purpose of this long play for me, is this is my stress relief. This is where I get to relax and zone out. Interact with you. And definitely looking forward to seeing how this long play progresses. What I'm going to call stage 2. So it's telling me to get over to the right, and I will do that. And like I said, it's building up the company now. And there's 27 garages to purchase in Italy. So we want to be the sole carrier you go with. So lots and lots of things that we got to do. Skip this particular rest area. We're going to keep on with it, keep it on. Let's see how much we got left. 7.5 hours. So we got 580K in the fuel, so we will be this particular, we don't have to put in a full tank. We'll probably just put in like a half and go about it. No emergency service needed today. Be paying attention to the fuel gauge. Now, will I drive this, with car speed limit? I don't know. I don't know. For the most part, no. I'm going to try to stick to being authentic. I'm still learning how to back the thing up, so speed running for me is a little bit further down the road. We're in Emilia-Romagna. So we're definitely moving north through the provinces. At the time of this recording, no word yet if the owner-operator bill, Congress, will have passed and all that to basically keep owner-operators as a viable job in the trucking industry here in the U.S. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. truck up there just hit the brakes. Now I know why. I just saw a triangle on the road. So we're going to get around these guys. Girls. We're just going to push on. Along Cancer roads. Just to me, this looks fun and confusing in equal parts. Already, we are knocking out some distance. I mean, 80K is not that fast. It's only 50 miles per hour. But when you have no interruptions, there you are. Okay, so this is a right turn. So we should be going towards Venice. So you gotta have a little bit of geography in this game. At least straight up. You gotta have a little bit of geography. You gotta roughly know where things are. And if you don't, you can easily embarrass yourself. Is the Tangenziale. So I'm sure that might be an achievement, or it may have used to be an achievement. There's a lot of slip roads, a lot of roads. Okay, so we're down to about 460K on the fuel. So we are doing pretty good on the fuel right now. Key thing is going to be fatigue. So we got just over 5 hours, so 1900 on the clock. We better be asleep for our mandatory break, which I think is 10 hours. So I think we're going to skip this one here. So we want to take our fuel and our rest break close, so we don't get time compressed. Because when you look at, you have a 21, so subtract 10. So 11 hours of actual drive time. So we're not getting squeezed, thankfully. But you never know with detours and random events the way it's set up. Give yourself time. And we're looking forward to seeing Trieste and Ljubljana, Slovenia. I don't even know if I even said that right. There it is, Trieste. Now my fuel economy really improving. Okay, let's find the toll lane here. One over to the left. €102. That was a big transition. Okay. This is why you give yourself time. Because now we have a detour. We have to hope we can get back on. So what we may do here is we may try to see if we can sneak in a rest. Because there is a repair shop, it looks like. And there's also a hotel, so there's go ahead and take our sleep. See if we can get in that hotel over there. Now, with us loaded, it may be a tight squeeze, especially with cars, so we may have to go to the, actually, I'm going to go to the garage. Just got a feeling that hotel's going to be really tight. decision. So I can get in and out of here. And then I have to back this thing up. Alright, let's take our break. Alright. Now, this is what I've been practicing. How to back up in a straight line. That's actually pretty good for me. So that's a little bit of an improvement. Okay. Could go by that, but I'm not. I want to get out of here. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. This is bad. This is very bad. Double plus bad for me. Excuse me, I'm going to make that a chicane. Oops. Policeman saw that, I'm definitely getting fined. Okay, now we got 5 hours left. We got plenty of time. We will probably have to get some fuel. That's why we got time. I put in like 100 liters. Should be all I need. This time we're going in the correct side of the road. Yay. What the French toast is this? They still haven't cleared this? Okay. This is a problem, because we've got to go that way. Okay. This is bad. This is very bad. Because I cannot squeeze through that gap on the right. And I've got to go that way. Let's try the old horn trick. Okay, that didn't work. Every now and then, a man can dream. And see, there's still lights going on the other way, so I'm going to have to squeeze through that way. I don't have a choice. This is not good. So now I gotta figure out, is there any way to cheat this? I need to be going that way, but you see the problem. Someone has spilled some pipes on the road. This is going to be a problem, because I've got to go that way. And remember I said you need time? Here's the example. See, that... Oh, I could have cut over right there, I think. Could have cut over, I think, right there. I think there was a gap right here. Let's find out. Oh no, that is not a gap. That is a solid, firm, robust one. Alright, so now we gotta figure out how to get going in that way. We are now in trouble. We are now in big trouble. Because we have slept. We took our break. To find out that accident hadn't cleared yet. This is very good. The thing is, all of these are barricaded. There's no way. There's no gaps in this wall for me to turn. So now, I'm having to run all the way down here. Turn on my high beams. For a gap in the wall. So I can U-turn this. At least I'll have fuel. So go ahead and take our fuel stop. We gotta pick fuel. Now, look, we have 9 hours, and this is 6.5, so we now have a 3-hour gap. What I need is fuel. So this drive just got a whole lot longer. I think that this will do, though. Go ahead and fill this up, because who knows what's going to happen next. Okay. Looks like there's a turnaround coming here. Probably have to do is pay the toll and come back on. It looks like there's a roundabout. So what was a straightforward job is not straightforward. Now we're going to come back down that section. We're going to have to blitz our way through. They haven't opened it yet. We're not going to have a choice. Okay, that actually looks like an opening. And we're going to take it. See if we can U-turn this without getting it caught on the barrier Nice. Done a thing. Okay. The first thing that's gone right so far. Let's get down the highway here. Okay, so we've shortened it a little bit. We still got 400K to go, so we're under 6 hours to get it done. We have 8 hours to change, so we have just over 2 hour gap. We're going to need it. Left on rail time. This has become a very long delivery. So that detour, we did the smart thing, we took a sleep. And it didn't work. So, if we get squeezed over again, we're going to have to blast through that. We don't have a choice. Cars must be delivered. Wonderful people of Slovenia. Do 5 over the limit. We can do that and I can pull over. Game. I don't like doing that. I don't have a choice. Speed is of the essence. Just in case something else. Let's hope. Don't get shafted again. I paid. No toll. No, you do not get any money. Nay, nay. I'm seeing lights on the right. Yep, they still have not cleared this. So now we're going to have to run the gauntlet. We don't have a choice. We've tried the detour. It did not work. So sorry. Excuse me. I need to deliver my product. So we've already tried this. Oh, we have another helicopter. It's another helicopter. Alright. Let's hope we don't get whacked here. Should have had this cleared a while ago. Alright. Yay, victory! Tried to do the right thing, look where it goes. Alright. Now, where are we in schedule? 7 hours to make this drop, so got some extra distance. something that, like, the fact that it took 10 hours plus, and it looked like there was pipes, and now there's a helicopter, so if it was a helicopter all the time, that's a problem. Because that would never take that long in real life. So, alright. So our next big destination is we're going to head over to Trieste. Wild detour. This has become a long drive. For sure. Let's cruise in. I've been recording this, it's been more than one episode recorded, so definitely a little bit fatiguing, that is for sure. Okay. Definitely the grind is real when it comes to content creation, that is for sure. A lot of effort that is put in research, knowing routes, types of cargo, like hauling cars. Cars are fun. A little bit lightweight though, so gotta be careful of it toppling over. So, but the sun is up. Not far now from the finish line of stage 1, and now we're in our truck and we get to decide a bit more of where we're going to go to come. We're heading to Slovenia. So, for those wondering, I use a SimMagic Alpha Mini Direct Drive wheel I use in iRacing. Veld AT Sprints. And the rig that I have it on is a rock solid rig. So I use very high-end stuff for trucking, but for sim racing, they're also relatively high-end. The wheel, I would say, is more mid-grade. The Sprint's, the 49-inch widescreen on is definitely premium. So, it's definitely a much higher-end experience than what most would do trucking in. So, do you need it? Nah. If you have it, you should use it. Alright, let's slow down now. This is a very slow 30K, so we must be approaching the international border here. As Italy gets more euros, Trieste for the first time in this playthrough. So Trieste has had a very interesting history itself. Look up World War I, World War II. So definitely interesting. To that. History is very important. A lot of people are trying to rewrite it, and I think that's fundamentally wrong. History is always written to the victors. But a lot of times these days, history has become very opinionated. It's lacking rigor. There's the cut there. Now in a tunnel. Heavier load, I'd actually have to slow down for that. So that has signed. So just over 100K left. Pretty excited. Not only have to own truck, but now, you know, the next big challenge is how do we grow the careers, we grow the company. As you figure, we're going to need a lot of trucks. So if you do some quick math, you figure 250,000 euros, that will get you 2 drivers and 2 DAFs. Now, if you expand long distance out and max it out, you can get 100,000 euro jobs like we split. You can do 3 of those, and now your garage is full, and now your company takes off. Then you got to expand the garage. I think that's another 100,000 for 2 slots. And then rinse repeat again. So you're looking at 500,000 euros to max out that garage. So definitely over to Cooper. So 50K. So you're looking at how do we earn €500,000 to cover 4 trucks and 4 drivers, and then you gotta add another 100,000, so it's €600,000. That's the next big challenge, because once you get max out that garage, then you start looking at, can I get the National City Achievement, and that's a garage in every country of the game. So it's going to be a Herculean task, because we're not using the bank. Alright, now we can speed up again. So we're about to cross the border here. Here's the Autostrada signs going away. Slovenia. We're not very far. I just saw the flag just for a moment. But yeah, definitely proper long day of recording. But definitely worth the time and investment. Go 90K here. Looks like we're about to join. The A1 here. Basically on the other side of the Adriatic now. The truck slowed down a little bit. Okay, no cars coming on the left. We're in a Scania R 2009 model, so that may be why I don't have sat nav. A lot of cars. Excited. So we finally get to say we have something of our own with cash. There goes. Play turn signal. Nice little town they've rendered here. Alright, we're at the port. Nice. You have these security gates. This is a nice addition. I don't know exactly when they added that, but it was definitely not part of base content. And there's the arrow for the car distributor. We are here. Outstanding. There's our lines. And after a very long detour, sleep, etc., we have arrived. Nice. Very nice. 1,000 kilometers. That's how big that detour was. Now, we're going to go ahead and put a point in eco driving. 116,197. You know what time it is. That's right. It's time to get our own truck. 104,800. Now, can we afford a custom color? No. You can't get white. You can't get green. You can't get red. We're gonna stay black. Black is okay. Now, you have the FT, which, how is this different? Is this an extra fuel tank or something like that? I don't know. And then the FTS. So, right now we got a 367. That's all we can afford. We can't even afford a retarder. And that's important. Can't afford paint. Okay. We can't even afford good rain tires. Actually, I think we can. Yeah, let's put some good rain tires on. So you can add a tank. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy this stock because it's our truck. Guess what? It's ours. We have bought our first truck. Finally. The grind is real. It's very real. And now you get this nice animation. This is our first truck. It's the XF baseline. And we're going to be working hard and modifying this and blowing this thing out. And we're here at our home garage in Rome. And we're going to park the thing. How appropriate. Alright, make sure you hit the brake. This is our truck. Full of fuel. We're going to need it because we only have 1,300 euros in the bank. And this is our very cheap garage. So we got to factor in a garage expansion. We're going to sleep. And we're going to end the video. Thank you so much for your support. Like, follow, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. God bless.